Hello, ladies. I'm back. The hair curling portion of the tutorial is so short, I'm just gonna make this a hair and makeup tutorial. So first things first, I'm gonna teach you how I curl my hair. Now you're probably thinking,
I'm gonna use one of these.
but you'd be wrong, because I'm actually going to use this, which is very hot right now because I haven't plugged in. Yeah, I use a flat iron to curl my hair. When I tell people, they're always surprised. So stick around if you want to see how I curl my hair. So the only tools you're going to need are a brush, a clip, and a flat iron. Obviously something with a rounded edge, and see how this is very narrow. It's not going to work as well if you have a flat iron that's super wide, like square. So first I'm just going to section my hair off. I start at the corner of my ear and bring it around, and I clip it up like so. Cute. So the trick to keeping your curls from sticking together, you know how sometimes you curl your hair and it's just like your hair turns into one giant curl? That's because you have to alternate the pattern of the curl. So I'm going to grab a section. I like bigger curls because I like bigger curls because I eventually go through with my fingers and I sort of comb them out. So I'm going to take a section that's about an inch wide. I'm going to take the flat iron, place it right on, and then I'm going to turn it and just go down the hair shaft. And there you have it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next 1-inch section, and instead of going this way, I'm going to go this way in towards my face and just down. So now you have a curl that goes this way and you have a curl that goes this way. And you're just going to continue that pattern around the whole rest of the section on your head. Now I'm just going to wait for the curls to finish setting before I run my fingers through and kind of mess it up a little bit. So just wait about 30 seconds and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So now the last step is to mess these curls up. So you're just going to run your fingers through, gently, but you're going to pull the curls apart like so and kind of manipulate the curl. And that, my beautiful ladies, is how I get my wavy, messy, curly hair. Now, since I do my hair like this pretty much every day, I'm going to quickly style it and then I'll be right back. And through the power of editing, it will be done.
That was so cheesy.
Okay, so I just threw my hair up in a half pony, threw a little scrunchie in because scrunchies are coming back, I promise. So now we're going to move on to the makeup portion of this video, and I'm going to keep things pretty natural. So if you want to see how I do my makeup, then continue to stick around. So the first thing I always do, is prime.
Prime, prime, prime.
Prime. For my face, for my eyelids. If you do not prime, your makeup's not going to last unless you have like supernatural skin that doesn't have oil or something. I'm going to prime my eyelids first. And this is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. I love how iridescent that is. So today for eyeshadow, I'm going to use two different palettes. For the matte shades, I'm going to use the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette, which looks like this, and I love this palette for an everyday look. And then for the lid, actually, this is not an eyeshadow palette, and it's also very dirty. Oh, you can see me. Okay, this is not an eyeshadow palette. This is a highlighter palette. It's Sleek Cosmetics. They sell it at Ulta. It's drugstore brand. I'm going to use it as my eyeshadow for my lid color because I really like that
dewy, glowy look on the eyelid.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take a large fluffy brush. This is Morphe brand brush. And I'm going to dip into this orangey color right here. This is the shade Honey Butter. And I'm just going to apply this to the crease and take it pretty high up, because that will give the illusion of a larger eyelid space. Now with a smaller fluffy crease brush, I'm going to take this shade right here called Nudie. It's inappropriate. And I'm going to build that on top of that first shade. And finally, on an even smaller crease brush, I'm going to take this last shade here called Chocolate Cookie. That sounds real good. I'm going to, what do you know, build it in my crease. But this time I'm going to build it on the outer corner as well and connect them almost in like an angular shape. But I'm leaving the center of my lid open for the shimmer shade. Now, in this Sleek Cosmetics palette, they have a cream highlighter and a powder highlighter. So I'm going to dip my finger into this cream highlighter, and I'm going to use that as the base for the powder on my eyelid. Now on a brush like this that's kind of more flat for the eyelid, I'm going to dip into the actual, wow, that's blinding, the highlighting powder portion. And then my favorite trick is to spray it. This is the Avène, oh, focus. It's the Avène Thermal Water Spray. I'm going to spray the brush, and I'm going to apply it. Oh my, that is really pretty. I'm going to take this darkest brown shade in the Too Faced palette. It's called, I don't want to say what it's called because it's not appropriate. And I'm going to take this flat brush. I'm going to dip in. And I'm just going to build this right on my lash line, keeping it really close. And I'm going to flick it out slightly. See how that just makes the lashes look a little fuller? Kind of gives the illusion of volume that you might not naturally have. Now, in keeping with this natural, dewy, glowy theme we've got going on, I'm going to take the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Pearl, which is this really pretty liquid, what does it say? It just says what I just said. I'm just going to pump a little bit, because a little goes a long way, a little bit on my hand, and start placing it where I want there to be some extra glow. So that would be my cheekbones right here, a little bit on my nose, my chin, and even right up here on my forehead. And I'm just going to blend that out with my finger. And now I look like a shiny tomato. Okay, so the next step is foundation. Now, what I'm about to say is a little complicated. So it's not it's not complicated. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to conceal before I put on my foundation. Now, what I conceal with is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. I know it's a foundation, but it's a 2-in-1. It's a foundation and concealer. I do like this as a foundation, but when I'm going for more of like a natural looking skin, I don't like to use it all over my entire face. So I just use it to spot conceal. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it where I have some redness. Now taking my Morphe sponge, I'm just going to blend that out, and that's going to be, it's going to be the foundation for the foundation, if that makes any sense. The foundation I'm going to use is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. This is in the shade
Found it.
Warm Beige 14. I'm gonna pump it out on my hands. My hand is my artist's palette. You know how they have those little white palettes with the thumb hole and they put the paint on it? That's what I meant. Okie dokie. So sometimes if I like to be fancy, which I'll be fancy today for you guys, I like to blend my foundation out with a brush first, and then I go back in with the sponge. The reason I'll do that is because I feel like sometimes the sponge soaks up too much of the product, but I feel like the brush by itself doesn't give a very even, as you can see, application. It leaves marks. That's not cute. So I'm going to go back in with a sponge and just blend it all out. And don't forget your neck. Now concealer. The LA Girl Pro Concealer is my jam because it's like $2.99. Don't quote me on that price, but it's very cheap. And it does great things for my under eyes. Get right up to your lash line. Be gentle. Now it's time to set. So I'm going to set the under eyes with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. But I'm going to set my face with something else. So stay tuned. I'm going to take this Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M438 or 438, however you want to say it. I'm just going to pack that right where I apply the under eye concealer. Because I was on Accutane, I have dry skin. So I found this Bare Minerals Hydrating Mineral Veil that I forgot I had. So I am actually going to, for the first time, set my face with this because mama needs the hydration. And I'm just using a big old fluffy brush. Now it's time for bronzer, and I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze. As you can see, I use this. This is the pan. I use this every day. And I'm going to take this big fluffy brush. This is also Morphe. And I'm going to find where my jawbone, or not my jawbone, where, this is your jawbone. So right in between the jawbone and the cheekbone, right in the middle. That's where I'm just in like circular motions, bringing it all the way up. Now I sort of add some to the bottom of my chin to give the illusion of a smaller chin.
Just gonna erase my chin.
And I'll bring it along the jawbone and down into the neck to blend. I'm going to bring it up to the top of the forehead. I have a pretty small forehead naturally, so I'm not too concerned. I just like to add a little warmth to my forehead. So this is where the sun would hit my forehead if I was in the sun, but I'm not because it's winter. Now I'm going to contour my nose. So I have a long nose and I want to make it look shorter. So if you have a longer nose, it's already kind of skinny, so I'm not worried about making it look skinnier. I just focus more on the end. So if that's the kind of nose shape that you have, hopefully this is helpful. I apply bronzer with a little small brush right to the end of my nose, right here, and then right along here. And then I just connect it. And then I leave it like that. No, I don't. So now I'm going to blend it out. And honestly, I feel like I almost blend it out to nothing, but I would rather have it be really subtle than be really stark. Now, my favorite part of the makeup look. I will do this even if I'm not wearing any makeup. Like if I'm just putting on mascara and that's it, I always have to wear blush.
Blush, 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 blah, 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 blush.
It just gives me life. This is the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. I'm going to take this brush, which this is an e.l.f. brush. It's e.l.f., not Morphe, believe it or not. And I'm going to just start applying the blush right along here. And then I like to do it right on that nasal bone and blend it outwards. Again, we're trying to create the illusion of a healthy glow like we were just out in the Bermuda sun. Even though most of us weren't, because I can't afford that. My other favorite part is highlighter. We're going to go drugstore today. This is the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow Highlighter, and I'm going to take a Morphe brush, dip, tap, and spray. And then I'm going to find that cheekbone. Drugstore! Drugstore, people. You don't always have to buy high-end. I mean, I like high-end stuff. Don't get me wrong. A little bit to the chin. A little bit where we applied that Becca. I'm going to take my finger. I'm not going to leave this like this. I'm going to blend it out. Don't worry. I'm just going to use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel and just kind of manipulate my eyebrows. I'm not going to fill them in or do anything. Obviously, if filling in your brows is something that you do every day, go for it. I naturally have quite a bit of eyebrow hair, so I don't fill them in every day. But they do get crazy if I don't set them. It's like cave woman chic. So I just curled my lashes, and now I am applying this L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara Primer. I'm going to line my waterline with this Rimmel Scandal Eyes Brown Eyeliner Pencil. And then I'm going to go in with the Essence False Lashes Mascara. This stuff is also extremely inexpensive, and I love what it does to my lashes. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm going to line my lips with this NYX Suede Lip Liner in the color Stockholm. And then just because everything else is neutral, I'm going to be a little spicy. And I'm going to use this ColourPop liquid lipstick in the shade Mama. Ooh. And that, my lovely friends, my beautiful, gorgeous, I don't want to give you a big head or anything, but in case someone's told you today, you're gorgeous. That is the completed look. This is my simple, you know, I'm going to go out and do some things, but then I'm going to come home and I'm going to watch Hallmark Christmas movies and probably bake cookies and sit in my pajamas and slippers. Look. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. I didn't think I was actually going to make a YouTube channel, but I did. So if you want to, subscribe. You don't have to. I just do this for fun. I hope you have a wonderful day today. See ya.